When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind works backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you. You left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you. You make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. I remember you. You left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you. You make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind works backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you. You left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you. You make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. I remember you. You left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you. You make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind works backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you. You left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you. You make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. I remember you. You left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you. You make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember.
Welcome, everybody, to the Owlet preseason. I am Joe Razor, joined here by my color commentator for today's match, Sedition, and we will be having a interesting match in between the Council of Anime Girls and SpongeBob Mac and Cheese.
Yeah, thank you, Joe, and thank you for having me. Yeah, we have again interesting match. We're going to be starting off in Lijiang. Personally, I don't know too much about these two teams, but I'm definitely interested to see what they bring to the table.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what everybody brings to the table. Each player on this team is fairly individually good, from my understanding. So I think it will come down to more of who understands the meta better, which I think is kind of up in the air, and also who has kind of gotten their coordination together.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you mentioned actually like the whole meta, right? Because with like new patch changes that came out, specifically, I'm thinking I play a lot of Sigma, and the Sigma cooldown on the shield. I'm just interested to see how these teams are gonna, are they gonna choose a Sigma? Are they gonna do something different? So it's a good point that you bring up. Definitely, what kind of meta, is gonna be developing in these tournaments.
Yeah, meta kind of all over the place. So it's going to be really interesting to see what each team thinks is not only which team thinks is better, but what they're more comfortable on. Because in a lot of situations, even if you think one comp is better, it's better to play a different comp because of the fact that your players are more comfortable on those heroes, or your playstyle suits that better. And I think at this current state, though, I personally think some form of like ball dive comp is still really good, because ball is just super powerful, causes a lot of disruption, and can really open up sightlines for a DPS.
I completely agree, and especially we have to take into consideration like what maps these teams choose to play on, in the next map. So it's really going to depend on what, again, like you said, what they feel comfortable on, and what they think just works best on the map. So we're going to start off here in Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, Lijiang Tower is going to be our map. We're just start here in the Control Center as well. A map we see a lot of Junkrat on. Junkrat Symmetra are pretty good on this point. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw some some type of brawl comp.
I agree, and I think for the most part, the Junk and the Symmetra are pretty stable picks. I mean, throughout Lijiang, there's several strategies that revolve around them, and it's really essentially which team can take control of the initial point, or just out damage the opposing team, and taking control just of the area that we of the point area. So definitely going to see what they bring out. If they're going to try something new, we'll see.
Guys, we're getting ready here to hop into the map. Both teams are going to rock out on the Sim TP, and they're going to teleport very far forward. We see Jack, though. He's going to be opting to run the Bastion as they look to do a bit of an outside rotation here. Try to take some space, try to set up this Bastion and getting a lot of damage.
Yeah, this is a really interesting play by SpongeBob Mac and Cheese, setting up on the platform here, taking control, really, of the sightlines.
Yeah, no opening pick, though. As the shields get burnt down really early, it's going to be Hawk to get the opening pick there. Jack not getting the value he needs out of this Bastion as he's going to go on down. The Junkrat ends up finding more value to provide so much shield pressure, and kind of makes it hard for the Junkrat to stay alive for long.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was an interesting strategy. I personally haven't seen that strategy, and I guess being on the platform gives good size, but unfortunately they didn't really have anyone to contest the point, and Council of Enemy Girls were able to cap that pretty easily and win the fight, so that's a huge advantage in their favor.
Yeah, as they're gonna go aggressive though on this defensive side, try to get an opening pick there, but they're being forced on back, and you see Jack with an off angle. Now on this Junkrat's putting a lot of pressure onto Reed, but he's going to be the one with the opening pick. Throws in the Fire Strike, takes down Madison, as he looked for another one as well, with that help of the Ant Matrix, but he's not able to get it. But it doesn't matter, because they're getting the kills anyways. He does get stunned out of his Shatter, though, and taken down. So we may see a fast recontest here coming out from the side of SpongeBob.
Yeah, and opening up the match with the Nano onto the Ryan, but Sigma with zoning all, killing really winning the fight for Council of Enemy Girls. And I mean, what we see here now that the SpongeBob Mac and Cheese Once they swapped out of the Bastion, you see that they opted for Reaper, which is a very interesting pick, especially considering this map. You really want to get close into the team brawl if you want to take advantage of Reaper's kit.
Yes, they're gonna try to zone them off here very early on Council of Anime Girls. So with this Symmetra wall, which will buy them some time and some extra percentage and makes this a last fight, as they're gonna try to go aggressive. Their mortality field will be very early on in that fight, but Jack with the Junkrat gets the opening pick there, and so much damage. The Flux is great as well, as this should be a fight win and a flip from SpongeBob Mac and Cheese, as Jack's gonna pick up a very nice triple kill.
Yeah, SpongeBob Mac and Cheese having an ultimate, pretty good ultimate advantage there into the fight, but also well execution in general. And we still have a Shatter and a Tire for a good combination that, if used well, they can still hold on to the point, at least 1 or 2 more fights.
Yeah, definitely. As they're going to try to break through the choke, they don't have a Symmetra to worry about, so it makes it a bit easier to get through, but still not easy, as the Shatter gets dropped, but there's 2 shields in his way, so no value out of that. The Tire's going to get thrown in the back. It's taken down there by Blackman, as the counter Tire's going to come out as well. The Sound Barrier gets dropped from Deadly Pants, but it's not able to keep his main tank alive as the Tire takes down 2, as the support line God should be enough for them to take the point here, but Jack picking up the triple, make that a... What is happening? Jack on this Junkrat's gonna pick up a couple kills, and all of a sudden a recontest is not looking possible here for SpongeBob Mac and Cheese. See the Wrecking Ball returning to the fight now. It's gonna slam on down, try to create a lot of pressure. Flux is gonna come out and try to get any of the remaining players. The point is still not been flipped over though, but this is finally looking like it's gonna calm down here, as it looks like the Council of Anime Girls should be able to take control center.
Yeah, for a minute there, if you were a fan of Council of Enemy Girls, you saw the Junkrat getting the triple kill. You saw the Lucio and the Wrecking Ball contesting point. At some point, you might have been worried, right? Because especially with Wrecking Ball and Lucio, you can stall the point pretty long. But I believe Blackman had with his Sigma, he created space with his ultimate and really stopped the contest, and were able to flip the point back in their favor. And at 99%, it really put a lot of pressure on Team Mac and Cheese to contest a point and really stay alive and try to flip over. But unfortunately, they weren't able to do it.
4, 3.
Yeah, not able to get it done there. As now heading over to Night Market, we're going to see the side of Council of Anime Girls rock out on this Symmetra, but on the other side, we're going to see a a double fly comp, as we see the Echo and the Fire. Let's see which one can come out on top here, as the teleport to the point comes in very fast, as it looks like, yes, he will go down. Mr. Mustard Band gets throws it up, walled off, take it down, as this is a good opening pick here for the side of the Council of Anime Girls. It's not over yet. These DPS can be very potent, and there it's shown. The Immortality Field comes out just a second too early to save the Baptiste, and the hook comes through as well. It looks like they should be starting to find the kills, as SpongeBob Mac and Cheese should be able to cap up the point.
Yeah, and so you see kind of, as we talked previously, right, the Symmetra strat teleporting onto point is very popular, and I think SpongeBob Mac and Cheese kind of anticipate that, and they like to play around it, so they're calm with the Echo and the Pharah of really spam heavy comp, right, to spam the point from the outside, do all of that damage. And they executed pretty well. Pharah was able to get some picks, and all of that extra damage, Hog was able to get a pick, as he gets one right now.
Yeah, it comes on in. Gets a nice opening pick there. Takes it down. Reed is. They're gonna try to burst through, but they're taking so much poke damage. This far in the Echo, causing so many problems. So, not able to get a ton of value, and the hook comes through, gets another one as Chuzzle drops the barrage, picks up a double kill, make that a quad, as this is looking really good here on the second point so far for SpongeBob Mac and Cheese.
Yeah, SpongeBob Mac and Cheese is definitely, it's controlling the tempo of this match, right? I think Council of Enemy Girls need to kind of swap up their strategy, maybe even their comp, if they really want to deal with. They have 2 heroes that have to take advantage of the high ground, but a huge pick from Blakeman onto Jack.
Yeah. Blakeman gets a hook there, takes down Jack very early as the Amateur gets thrown out onto the high ground there. But Chuzzle's going to answer back with a kill there onto Sampra. The Sound Barrier's not going to get dropped. You see this kind of all over the place. Everybody trying to make individual plays. And so far, it's been very even You see Black Mando's going to get caught out of the back and gets taken down, so not really a lot of players still alive for the Council Anime Girls, as in the end, SpongeBob Mac and Cheese will hold on.
Yeah, like as you said, I mean that fight. There was fights on point. There was fights off point. I'm not sure how coordinated Council of Anime Girl was during that whole attack, but I mean this is the last fight. They really need to take the fight on point and really coordinate their attack, their picks and their choices on who to focus on here.
Yeah, see, mines are gonna get dropped on in. The sound barrier is there to keep everybody up for now, but the hook is great. It brings Bob Guy into the mines. As you see, people trying to contest the point, but their team is getting picked apart. The barrage from Chuzzle as well finds two, and this is looking like we will be heading over to a Gardens here to decide who will be the winner of Lee J.
Yeah, it feels like SpongeBob Mac and Cheese really, you know. It's kind of a mind games kind of thing, right? I think when Council of Enemy Girls kind of teleported onto point, you know, expecting either a mirror match or something very close to a mirror match, but you know, SpongeBob Mac and Cheese, they brought a completely different game plan, and I'm not entirely sure the Council of Enemy Girls were prepared for that game plan. You know, they weren't able to really take any win fights during that time. They couldn't get any points onto the scoreboard on their side, but. So I guess going into this last part of Lijiang Tower, they have to be ready, really be adaptable to whatever strategies that SpongeBob Mac and Cheese will bring to them.
Yeah, we see SpongeBob Mac and Cheese though rocking out the same comp, but a very different comp here coming out from Council of Anime Girls. See which one can come on top here. See, the Wrecking Ball's applying a lot of pressure in the back, but he's going to be forced on out, as they're going to try to look to isolate Diana, but not able to do so currently. But you see Jack's going to be the one to fall. The trade does come through as booped off the edge, his Bob Guy, so no Echo alive here for either side so far in this fight, as the point will be unlocking right about now, as the sleep is going to miss, which could allow them to get a ton of value, but Chuzzle's going to be the one to get it. Picks up a double, as that's going to be enough here for SpongeBob to cap up.
Yeah, I think what's really tricky about the hero composition that SpongeBob Mac and Cheese are running is essentially like who do you choose to focus on first? You don't want to focus the Hog or a Tank. It feels kind of bad, right? But look at the healers. Like the Mercy's just flying around. Lucio's just very mobile. Like it. I mean, if you're the Council of Enemy Girls, you have to be scratching your head. Like how do you engage in these fights? Where do you go in?
Yeah, just not a lot of options for them to do it. The mines are going to get dropped on in. The Pulse Bomb, Nanoboost comes in next Tuesday. As Black Man manages to move off the edge there. The Pulse Bomb's going to get thrown in. Needs to find value, but not going to get anything here. Very back and forth fight. The Resurrect's going to be coming through into Chuzzle as well. As the Diva Bomb on point. What? He just stood there. Oh no, Nikolai. Just stood in the way of the Diva Bomb and gets taken down. It's a 3-on-4 on the point currently. Its players are starting to return here for both sides. The mines are going to get dropped from Mr. Mustard Man, but Blackman's going to manage to get the mech there by Chuzzle. The duplicates coming through, trying to create some space, trying to create any value, but so far not finding much. But as soon as I say that, the mines from the duplicate manage to take down Mr. Mustard Man, as the Resurrect's going to be denied. Sound Barrier does get dropped, but it might be a bit too little too late, as they will manage to flip over the point.
I think if you're SpongeBob Mac and Cheese, you're pretty happy with that. You know, you Mustard Man and Chuzzle just came back last second to recontest, and you know they still had him flip it, and they got like an extra 20% off of that, and so they're coming in here with Jack's ult. You gotta wonder who he's gonna want to copy. He's gonna want to copy either a DPS or a tank and make space. So looking out for his ult is gonna be pretty key. Also Hawk, you know, he's got his ult. You could get a pretty big stick onto say Madison, and that's a fight.
Yeah, Jack is going to use the duplicate very early, but his team is falling all around him, right? Drops the mines there, managed to take down one. So Pharmacy completely removed from the fight. The duplicated Diva Bomb, bit of wishful thinking there, but this will just be a hold in the end coming out.
Yeah, and so that was a quick, you know, pretty decisive defense on the side of Council of Anime Girls, and Hawk still has his ult to work with. We also have the Anna Nano Boost, and Anna is actually, you know, a pretty key character to, you know, in these fights, right? She's obviously the most vulnerable on the side of Anime Council Girls, but she also has the most utility, and like her anti-heals can really turn matches.
Yeah, but Jack's gonna get taken out really early. I think just move it over into the Widowmaker. Bit of a questionable pick, as he's gonna get taken down there. The Nanoboot's gonna come through into Blatman as the mines get dropped down from Mustard Man. As the barrage, though, from Chuzzle's gonna manage to pick up one here. So this is now looking good for the side of SpongeBob Mac and Cheese. But how long are they gonna be able to hold on is the question.
Yeah, it's. I mean, all the fight is happening in this one little room inside to the right of the point, and it seems like really strong, but we got a Diva Bomb and getting the mercy.
Yes, the other Diva Bomb's gonna get thrown in. That one doesn't find anything. There's 3 Divas fighting on the point now. Sound Bear is gonna get dropped left in the air for around 5 seconds before he finally connects with the ground there. Duplicated Diva Bomb is online. Just a question of when he decides to commit. The Pulse Bomb's gonna get thrown in, as it's not gonna get anything, but the Diva Bomb does. Picks up a double, as this is looking like map 1 should be going the way of Council of Anime Girls.
Yeah, it really boils down to the Diva Bombs on the side of Council Anime Girls. Like, you know, the Echo on their side and also the Diva player are both getting huge picks with their Diva Bombs. And unfortunately, I forgot who was the Diva player on the side of SpongeBob Mac and Cheese. But, I mean, what are you going to do against a Diva Bomb when he wipes 2 or 3 players just right off the bat, right? Like, it's hard to come back from that.
Yeah, for sure there. As our first map here in the preseason does end up going the way of Council of Anime Girls. Excited to see what the teams have to bring here in our next map. If I'm not mistaken, it is loser's pick, so it will be SpongeBob Mac and Cheese's map pick. What do you think they're gonna go with?
So next map is going to be what, an escort. So, if they want to continue doing the Farah Echo kind of strategy that they've been using, I feel, I'm not sure. Rialto might be a good pick, right? If you're an Echo and if you're a Farah, Rialto has like these high buildings where both Echo and Farah can kind of maneuver around and make it hard for either a Widow or any kind of hit scam to get a kill onto them. So if they want to do that strategy, I think Rialto is probably one of the better maps. But again, I mean, we saw kind of SpongeBob Mac and Cheese just come up with different strategies that you don't normally see. So I wouldn't be surprised if they choose something like Route 66 or Junkertown and just do something completely different. So it's really anybody's guess.
Yeah. As we are still awaiting the map selection here, but if you had to choose somebody based off that first map who you would think to be favored to take this series, who do you think it would be so far?
Well, okay, so I think on that match you kind of saw two very important tells on the team. So for example, SpongeBob Mac and Cheese, like very unorthodox strategies, and when Council of Enemy Girls first saw that kind of on the second map of Lijiang, they weren't really prepared for it. But it seems that they were able to actually kind of adapt to it, understand their strategy, and kind of counter it per se. And they did really well on the final map of Lijiang Tower. And so, really, it's kind of hard to say. I feel like if SpongeBob can keep Council of Enemy Girls on their toes, that might give SpongeBob kind of an advantage going into these maps. But if Council of Enemy Girls are able to kind of, analyze and assess what's going on, what they're trying to do, and kind of adapt to the strategy, then I feel like, Council of Enemy Girls has a chance. It's a really close match, honestly, and it's really interesting.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting match so far. And the map selection, talked about a bit earlier, it's going to be Rialto. So Rialto will be our second map of the set. Kind of interested to see what teams are going to run here. You normally see slightly different compositions on Rialto than you would in some other maps. I would be surprised if they decide to stray away from this kind of ball dive that we've been seeing so far.
Yeah, especially. I mean, double shield is kind of pretty popular on defense, sometimes attack as well. So, and along with double sniper, double shield, you kind of have like your hit scans, right? So, perhaps I mean, if I were the Council of Enemy Girls, and I probably kind of consider choosing a hit scan, especially in this kind of map where it's easy if you're on the offense, just run a fair, run an echo, and just like really put a lot of pressure on the angles and on the high ground and kind of force teams back on the first initial choke. So I'm interested to see what they bring to the table. It's actually this is a pretty close match. I think both teams have a pretty good sound understanding of the game, but also they're adding their own twist to it. So this is what I like.
Yeah, for sure. As we are getting ready to hop into it here, I think everybody is prepared. As, like we mentioned, Rialto is going to be the map. As we will, as on the defensive side, we will be seeing, Council of Anime Girls, and then on the attacking side, it will be SpongeBob Mac and Cheese. So, getting ready to see what each team opts to run compositionally. And
Right.
and like you mentioned, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw double shield, but I think teams should still be sticking with the dive.
Yeah, I mean dive is always good, but like I guess here Council of Enemy Girls, I'm sorry, the SpongeBob Mac and Cheese as the attack, team that's attacking first. They have a pretty unique ability to kind of set the pace of the match, right? If you have a specific strategy coming in, this was their map pick, right? And so and as the offensive team, you have the opportunity to kind of, I don't know, maybe run something weird or do some weird strat that catches Council of Enemy Girls just off guard. And during all of that confusion, right, you can progress the payload at a really fast rate. And before you know it, right, you could be at the end of the map. So, I mean, just curious to see what they bring.
Yeah, as on the attacking side, we're going to see a Torbjorn. Yeah, running the Torb, so we're going to see attack Torb on the defensive side, but we will still see Ball Sigma dive. So, interesting decisions here. Thought the comp was dead, apparently not. The Echo, though, is going to do a really good job at taking down this turret, but Hawk's going to do a good job at taking down Chuzzle, as the Resurrect's not able to come through. As support line down, that's the best way to get a fight win as fast as possible, as they will manage to kind of hold the cart.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a pretty good defense from Council of Enemy Girls, right? You had Naughtier just, go on point, boop Sigma and the Torb up a bit. Hawk was able to get a pretty good pick onto Chuzzle, and now he's switching off and has a Sombra of his own.
Yeah, Nicola, though, is going to get taken down before the fight even really begins. His cart's making small bits of progress, but the engagement's coming on through as the Wrecking Ball is applying so much pressure onto them as Mustard Man taken out of the fight. The Resurrect does come through from Madison, but it comes at the cost of his own life.
Yeah,
so, this has been a pretty good defense so far.
Yeah, and you kind of have to wonder, right? Like, well, what is SpongeBob trying? Like, what's their objective? What are they trying to do? Especially with the Torb pick. I mean, he's coming up with his ult, and so maybe that'll help SpongeBob team be able to, get past this initial chokehold. But you kind of have to wonder, right? Is it time to switch out the Torb? So we'll see. We'll see what they do with his ult.
Yeah, they're gonna try to push up aggressive, but the Bob is there to try to put some pressure on them. Multicore is gonna be coming up from Jack as well. Force the positioning a bit of the defensive side. The Flux is there, but the Transcendence is in counter. Sempra's gonna be the first one to fall, however. So one player advantage going the way of SpongeBob Mac and Cheese, but the Resurrect is there to keep him up in the fight, as the mines are gonna come out from both Hammonds. As the sticky bites from Bob Guy, he's just playing frontline Echo and he's getting it done. Picks up a triple, as this is going to be a hold on the back of some phenomenal Echo play.
Yeah, I think the idea here that SpongeBob is trying to do is have Nikolai really cause some distractions, push them towards the line of sight that Jack's turret was in, but he switches it up. He comes here with the Tracer. I think him and Nikolai are gonna try and just work. Well, they should be able to try and work more collectively together, trying to cause more havoc. As of right now, I think Naughtier is doing a better job of the Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, and he's putting a lot of pressure on them, and it costs Buster Man his life once again. He's died for so many times in these fights. As the Tracer in the backline from Jack is trying to apply pressure, trying to get a pick, but he's not able to do anything. It's going to come through from Bob, guys. He's going to use his duplicated mines right before he gets popped out, as the Resurrect will come through onto the only casualty of this defensive side. Just a little under 60 seconds left for the attack.
Yeah, and so Musterman has his ult coming up here. Perhaps he can combine it, you know, with a really good stick from Jack, but he needs to really open up space so that, you know, the payload is still essentially there near the chosen core.
Yeah, as the grab is going to make it even more challenging, as it's going to take one down, but the Resurrect is there to keep him up. 30 seconds left on the clock. We need to see something coming out from SpongeBob Mac and Cheese, but Deadly Pants is going to fall, and Buster Man's soon to follow. They do come out with a trade as the bomb gets thrown in, trying to delay this attack for even longer, as there's only two players alive here for the attack, and I don't know what they're going to be able to do. 10 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, no, they need a touch. They need a touch. But you know, we have Hammer just ulting, you know, clearing up this, trying to block the space, but Deadly Pants with an ult of his own, trying to clear up the mines.
Yeah, so Fox is going to come through, does manage to find one. So the player advantage with that Resurrect, it goes the way of the attack. And they finally are finding the kills. It took them forever, but the fight they were the most disadvantaged is the one they're going to end up winning. As it looks like we may see a recontest, but if we do, it's going to be a poor one.
No, I'm not sure if they'll be able to, as Nikolai gets down Hawk, and I think everyone's just too far unless, yeah, no, they're able to cap it. And I mean, it took a while. It took a lot of their ults in that last fight to secure the point, but they finally do it. And essentially, the first part is one of the hardest points, followed by the last final checkpoint of the match. But like, huge stick from Jack.
Yeah, nice stick from Jack there, but the Resurrect comes through to keep him up. As they're trying to take a lot of space here, they're pushing on up and kind of trying to stuff the defense near their spawn.
Yeah, and I think that's a good idea. I mean, they've already lost so much time trying to cap the first point, so, you know, pushing a little up ahead, you know, making it hard for Council of Enemy Girls to reclaim that space is smart.
Ooh. Yeah, but when you losing your players, it's not the best option. Bobs get thrown out. They're going to battle. Bob v. Bob action, but and it's gonna be Hawks that comes out on top, and it looks like his teammate come out on top as well. So it's a phenomenal whip shot that actually came through into Madison to deny the Resurrect. As knocked out of the flux is not Blackman, excuse me, Bob Guy, due to the fact that his duplicate faded, but Blackman's flux does get to play there, takes down Madison, as looks like it's gonna be a fight win and a hold at this very precarious staircase.
Yeah, so I think if you're SpongeBob, it's probably best to, like, yeah, they're kind of struggling themselves right now, kind of really burning the clock off their own time, as they're not just, you know, they're not fully healed. They're continuing to fight. I'm not sure. I mean, kills are being traded on both sides, but time is running out. They have essentially maybe one last fight here.
Yeah, and every time these trades come back and forth, they always go in favor of the defensive side of Council of Anime Girls. But the rest comes through, so they give them 6 players to head into this fight. There's Flux is going to come through as device from Nikolai, and managed to take down one of the Semperas. The Flux is there, throws him down, doesn't get any kills, so Bobby's thrown into the backline. And put a lot of pressure onto this team there. See no tier 2 on the high grounds, can pile drive with his mines and put, maybe get a kill off of them, as there it is. Mines dropped on top of the cart. And it's going to cost Mustard Man his life, but not before he does take down Bob, guys. The Resurrect is there as well to keep him up. As Hawk's going to manage to find one kill there onto Madison immediately after, however. Jack's going to find one as well. Transcendence is there trying to keep his team in this fight there. Pulse Bomb gets thrown in the back, only hits the staircase, as there's not a lot of players alive anymore for SpongeBob Mac and Cheese, as this is the second time. It's taking them all the way to overtime, but in the end, Council of Anime Girl, SpongeBob Mac and Cheese, excuse me, do manage to cap.
Yeah, and I think in both cases, in those point caps that SpongeBob has had, you know, Deadly Pants with his Zeno really, you know, really keeping them alive and giving them a second chance, right? Clearing the mines with his ult, and it's the final stretch. We need to keep everybody alive, and I think that was it. That, you know, his ult really saved them that last match.
Yeah, but Deadly Pants picking up very early. Madison is going to be heading over onto the Moira as well for this last stretch of Rialto, but the flex for Blackman, wow, phenomenal play. Takes down 2, as this is going to be another hold here as we're nearing last fight territory.
Yeah, Blackman has had some really good ultimates. Not only in this map, but in the previous one as a diva. He's just really good at zoning the SpongeBob mac and cheese, and he's doing that right now. And this is going to be this last point is definitely one of the harder ones. And as you're nearing last fight, Jack, Jack with his ult, he's got to find a really good pick, maybe onto the Sempra or Lucaro.
Yeah, as we see a duplicate come through onto a Sigma, so he's going to try to push forward as Hawk's the one with the opening pick, and the Bob on top of it's going to find 1 as well. Only 10 seconds left. I think this time we can call it a hold for the side of Council of Anime Girls. They nearly held at first, they nearly held at second, but in the end they will be holding halfway through third.
Yeah, and I think if you're SpongeBob mac and cheese, I think you'd rather be held here than the first point. It just means that you have more opportunities to hold Council of Anime Girls. But honestly, like, it feels like on this map, which was the map choice of SpongeBob mac and cheese, like, it seems like they're struggling a bit, right? And so I think they have to pick it up on defense, right? They have to. Council of Anime Girls don't have to push it all the way to the end. They just need to push it past the second point, halfway towards the third. And so, I mean, I just feels also that SpongeBob SquarePants is a completely different team from the team that we saw in Legion. So, I mean, I hope that they can talk about maybe they chose this map because they have a really good defensive strat, maybe not such a good offensive strat, but we'll see. If this is their map choice, they had to have picked it for a reason.
Yeah, they're gonna be trying to do their best. Interested to see what they could do as the side of Council of Anime Girls. They're gonna be running a Widowmaker here on their attack. Oh, it actually swaps off. Baiting the casters.
Definitely, and I think the Hawk choices here on both teams is actually very interesting. It's both opting for the Hawk over, one over the Sigma and one over the Wrecking Ball. So I think SpongeBob mac and cheese with both Sigma and Hog wanted to have more of a tank presence into the fight, but they're falling down by Bob Guy.
Yeah, Bob Guy's just going down in and takes them all down. The point of this comp is you want to brawl, but you can't brawl if you have an Echo in your backline. Bob Guy comes up massive as they get the fight.
Yeah, again, I think Nadir is just he's kind of the unsung hero so far. His boops onto the team, onto SpongeBob mac and cheese has been really great. He's positioning them in really awkward places. So yeah, hats off to him.
Yes, the Wrecking Ball putting on some pressure onto the car as they touch near the end, as they're trying to do anything they can, but it's going to be no tier 2. He's going to end up falling as the whole hog from Blackman comes on through, but Jack picks up a double kill. Blackman's going to send one off the edge. A part of Rialto I always forget exists in these situations. As the Resurrect does come through, though. So not a lot of players here for either side with the tank presence. They're on for the offense, and it looks like so far it's coming up big, but Deadly Pants on the Zenyatta does manage to find 2, and so now all of a sudden we reverse roles, and the defensive side, with 0.6 of a meter left, I think should be able to hold.
Yeah, especially with the spawn just a little bit closer now as it's about to get capped, so they have that spawn advantage. And really, I mean, Nikolai just barely touching him, and Deadly Pants, getting the double kill really secured that match. And so they SpongeBob has 3 ults to work with. So does Council of Anime Girls. Bob has been popping off lately, so I mean, we definitely gotta watch out for him and who he chooses to duplicate. Yeah,
fairly interesting options here. Has a lot of options. Probably gonna go with the Roadhog though. It's a nice hook in the back. Bob Guy doesn't even need the duplicate to get value. Takes down Deadly Pants very early on. Bob gets thrown in the back, but it's not gonna matter. The team's all falling. 4 minutes left on the 4 minutes out for the clock for them to cap up second.
Yeah, essentially you can ignoring the Bob as they kept to the point. I mean, you saw it was really interesting attack there for Council of Enemy Girls as they were attacking from both sides of the wall and a huge boop and they didn't even have to invest ults. That was the best. That's the big thing. So they still have these ults available for this next fight. And a huge stake up to Jack as I say that.
Yeah, but the headshot from Jack as well. The Resurrect is there, though. Keeps them up. Deadly Pants does get a kill onto no tier 2, so the man advantage is now for the defensive side, and they're going to roll with this here. Duplicate, though, for Bob Guy is over onto an Ash? I think it's a very bad timing to duplicate A, and not a good duplication target, as this will be just a hold with 3:15 left.
Yeah, very questionable ult usage there by Bob Guy unless he's planning to swap heroes, which I kind of doubt. I mean, he's doing really well on Echo, but alas, I mean, Bladman has his flux available here. He's been doing really good zoning SpongeBob mac and cheese and Sempra opening pick onto Jack.
Yeah, the Resurrect does get through. Black Man barely missing his accretion, try to cancel that. Duplicate, though, is going to come through from Chuzzle over onto a Sigma. See what he's able to do with that as we see the Transcendence from Sempra come through. And they're just going to push forward super aggressive with this. But that Duplicated Flux is going to come. It's going to hit 2 players, but no kills off the back of it, as the offense is the one to find them. They don't even need their Flux to find kills, as Black Man picks up a double. Transcendence, who cares? Your team is dead, as 2:20 left on the clock, as this attack is looking very good so far.
Yeah, and so, I mean, unfortunately for SpongeBob mac and cheese, they don't really have any ults coming into this fight. I mean, I think they're gonna cap it pretty easily. I mean, we see Nikolai trying to contest last minute. The team coming in, but Bob Guy kind of cleaning the house here.
Yeah, Bob got at the start of the show so far. Picks up a nice double kill with his DPS counterpart, and Hawk finds one as well. As this is just gonna be a second point, caps 324 here to basically caps half of third point.
Yeah, so we have Council of Enemy Girls kind of riding the momentum here, and they're close to finishing out the map. If you're SpongeBob mac and cheese, you're gonna have to bank on Jack's ult as Nikolai kind of switches off to Zarya. He was close to his ult as Wrecking Ball, but he switches out. Very curious choice.
Yeah, he's gonna get taken down there. Removed from the fight very quickly, as this is looking great here, finding all the kills for the attack. The players no more, as this in the end will be map number 2 going with Council of Anime Girls.
Yeah, okay, so I think you're starting to see kind of the teams starting to separate themselves just a bit, right? Lijiang Tower, both teams kind of showed more, fights were much more closer, strategies were implemented just a little bit better on the side of SpongeBob mac and cheese, but for some reason here in Rialto, the difference in DPS, Bob Guy securing so many kills, so many opening picks for his team. Jack, he's not falling back too much, but compared to Bob Guy, we see him more often in the kill feed. Jack is sometimes often getting picked first. He's getting rezzed, but I think Bob Guy is just opening up those picks and taking advantage of those windows that that his Wrecking Ball Naughtier is providing to him. So yeah, we see the teams kind of separating themselves now in terms of gameplay, maybe skill. We'll see. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure, as that's gonna conclude our first 2 maps of the series, but we're not done here. Council of Anime Girls, of course, need 3 maps to take the series, and they're looking pretty safe bet to manage to do this here. SpongeBob mac and cheese, though, we're gonna look to fight back with their map selection. If I'm not mistaken, it will be a hybrid map.
Let me check here. I believe you are right. So they can choose either Iconwell, Blaze, or Hollywood. So again, so Rialto was SpongeBob mac and cheese' map choice. Unfortunately, they weren't able to secure a win on their own map choice, but they have a second opportunity. And I think more than just choosing what map they want to play next, I think you know, the team Mac and Cheese needs to kind of reset themselves essentially. They did really good the first round of Lijiang. Something happened once you know Rialto started. I don't know what happened. I don't know, you know, if it's something internal or not, but they need to kind of reset themselves and play to the style that they were playing back in Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, trying to kind of regain some of that magic as Eichenwald will be the map choice. Interesting, not too interested of a selection. I think Eichenwald provides a lot of value here for the type of comps they've shown to like to run. So let's see what they can produce here as we will be hopping into the map.
Yeah. So personally, you know, what I would kind of want to see is, you know, Jack definitely needs to somehow put a stop to Bob Guy. Bob Guy is just, you know, getting so much value for his team, and also I think the second DPS from SpongeBob Mac and Cheese also kind of needs to step up to the plate as well. I believe it's Chuzzle, if I'm not mistaken, the second DPS, but you know, I feel like he's falling a little bit behind in terms of you know, just securing the kills for his team. But again, this is a new map. They could just reset. Hopefully, they've resetted their minds. They're reset themselves essentially, and just prepare themselves for Eichenwald. I mean, Eichenwald can be pretty tricky. It's one of those maps that you can easily be held pretty much anywhere. You know, the first point with choke or second point in street phase. You know, it can be a really tricky map, and I think the team that's better prepared and, you know, more coordinated will have the advantage here.
Yes, we are getting ready. We will see a brawl comp from the attacking side of Ryan Zarya as they're gonna run the Shimada brothers as well. Kind of surprising DPS line. See what they're able to do.
Yeah, so yeah, SpongeBob Mac and Cheese is kind of opting with the Ryan, trying to go in. You know, pretty interesting. Definitely, Shibata Bros combination is an interesting strike here. But so far they've been able to get through. And with the spawn advantage, you know, even if they lose someone, you know, they can come back fairly quicker. But
yeah, another interesting thing. Hawk is on the Echo instead of Bob Guy. Bob Guy got a lot of value early on. Interesting to see what he's going to be able to do as the Wrecking Ball going super fast. Wasn't aware Wrecking Ball could move that quickly. You see the Echo Sky from Hawk is getting very close to his duplicate as he does get the opening pick, but he gets taken down before he can build it up as Nikolai picks up a double kill, takes down the DPS line. They are no more, and that means they will, in the end, manage to just cap up first point.
Yeah, so we still have the Wrecking Ball kind of contesting, but, you know, he quickly falls down, and yeah, I mean, SpongeBob was able to kind of secure that fight win in one push, but I mean, they still haven't completely capped the point yet. Blantman was able to take out Mr. Mustard Man. But yeah, I mean, they're about to cap it. I mean, in all intents and purposes, one fight to capture the point. Pretty good, pretty clean. They now have a Genji Blade ready for next fight. But I mean, also Council of Enemy Girl, they have 5 ults. They have 5 ults to work with. So, yeah, I mean, I think the team that kind of pulls the trigger first and pulls the trigger well, accurately, can definitely, you know, take advantage of or take the lead here in Street Phase.
Yeah, as the Nanobit's going to come through, the Nanoblade comes on out as it's going to find one. For his main tank gets removed from the fight. He's looking for somebody, but there's nobody around him to kill, so only one kill from committing both those ultimates, so probably a bit disappointing for them, but Chuzzle does manage to find one without an ultimate, as they're going to move the cart forward some, as they should be able to move underneath the bridge, as the Dragon Strike, though, gets thrown on out, and actually does manage to take down Deadly Pin. Removed from the fight very early on, as the Graviton Surge, though, is thrown in over on the side, and the Dragon Strike from Chuzzle. The Grav Dragon Platt's favorite ult combo comes out, as the Shatter comes through. Does not actually hit Hawk, though, because he was mid-duplicate. So he does manage to get the duplicate off onto the Reinhardt, as the Shatter is going to hit the wall and he will get knocked out as his mercy will be falling as well. So it's been a very elongated fight, but SpongeBob Mac and Cheese will manage to do this, manage to move the car in the end.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, very elongated fight, and fights just going on everywhere. So now we see kind of Naughty kind of ulting the point, you know, spreading Mac and Cheese just out of the way. And I mean, you think the fight was over, but now the new fight is starting.
Yeah, as they as the first pick is gonna go the way, first and second picks are gonna go the way of Council of Anime Girls. As the DPS line put in some good work there, so this will just be a... Finally, I think we will see a full reset here with 3 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, so, we'll see what SpongeBob has to work with. They're close to another blade, a nano blade. That'll be really good opening, and especially considering that Council of Enemy Girls don't really a defensive ult to protect them from that. The best they can do is probably play more separate, you know, as a good way to counter. But huge hit!
Mr. Mustard Man, he's going aggressive on them, bumper style, drops the shatters, just as a bit of a flex, as this will just be a team fight where you love to see aggressive Reinhardt play, especially when it pays off.
Yeah, I think it's too bad that we have skins off. He probably has, you know, the new Reinhardt skin train skin. As that was a huge long kind of pin from.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Yeah, we see a duplicate from Hawk as he's gonna try to make something happen. He's gonna manage to get one. His DPS counterpart as well chimes in as well. As in the back, Mr. Mustard Man, he went a bit too aggressive there. Is that kind of a poor play from them? He played away from his team that entire fight. It may have cost them.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're so close to capping point, but Council of Enemy Girls at the end were able to kind of get onto point, and not only just get onto point, but also secure the wins or the kills there. And so as we enter kind of, you know, maybe 1 or 2 more fights left. We have a minute and a half left of offensive time for SpongeBob Mac and Cheese, and they have just a lot of ults to work with. Like Grav and Dragons coming in from both sides.
Yeah, Dragons coming out from both sides. It's Buster Man just swinging away. That buff Reinhardt hammer can do a lot of work as being displayed here. He picks up a nice triple kill. A big thing though is they don't commit the nano blade, so they're able to win this fight and cap second point without using the nano blade. So they will have this for their 3rd point push.
Yeah, that was you know, good use of ults. Not you know, they didn't have to overcommit. You know, pretty good combination of Zarya and Hanzo O, which is what you'd love to see. And now again, they're coming into this last phase of the map with an ult advantage over Council of Enemy Girls.
Yeah, as you see Nanoblade come out, gonna go into the back. It's gonna find one as the shatter. It's gonna assist him in getting the kills they need, as they will just take a 3-player advantage there. Flatman tries to make something happen with his whole hog, but it's just gonna cost him his life, as they will just manage to march the card on forward here with one final fight.
Yeah, so Council of Enemy Girls kind of have to switch to maybe Small Hero, something to get on the payload quick. Try to burn as much time as possible as Semper kind of goes in and ults and contests the point and keeps his team healthy.
Yeah, it's the dash though from Jack does being shaked out. Bob got very early on there. Hawk's gonna use the duplicate as well, but he's gonna get hit with the Graviton, forced into an awkward position. The Dragon though, front Chuzzle does get eaten on up, and Hawk chimes in with 1. So this is not over for the defense, especially with the fact that they are finding kills. Soundberry gets committed though, as they're going to try to push on forward, but it's not going to matter. The team is all falling, as they will manage to hold in the end. A minute left on the clock.
Yeah, Semper coming up big, just like contesting the point, stopping from going it further, and keeping his team alive. And, you know, Hog, in those moments, being able to secure a couple kills and give the advantage to his team. And with the spawn point advantage, right, they're able to kind of secure that fight. And as we enter the less than a minute stage here left, you know, Mr. Mustard Man, he could win it all if he gets a huge shatter here.
Yeah, if he can get a great shatter, they may just be able to do this for his team, as he's looking to find something currently, but there is a shield in his way. Decent anti-data in the back, though. Putting a lot of pressure onto the backwise. The shatter is good. hits a couple of players, and then they have already built up another Nano Blade, which means they can pump in all the damage they need, find the kills, as it's only this Diva and Ana alive, and they won't be around for too long here, as they need to try to cap with time. This is a big thing. If they do manage to cap with time, they will secure themselves another chance at this attack. But it doesn't know. I don't know if they may be actually just hell. As the Shatter is good, the Meteor Strike gets thrown on in as well. As they manage to find 2 kills here, they may not cap with time. That may not even happen, as they may not even cap at all. As the Graviton Surge is good, Diva Bomb gets thrown into the back, not going to result in any kills. As Nikolai had killed himself. No, that's not a mistake you could be making, as this was looking beautiful. It looks like there was going to be all she wrote, but instead, this will be a hold right outside of third.
Yeah, Nadir coming back with a Shatter, giving their team, you know, an extra chance to secure more kills and prevent SpongeBob Mac and Cheese from fully capping the point. So, I mean, it's still they still did pretty well. I mean, a lot of teams don't even make it this far, but still, you know, if you're the Council of Enemy Girls, you can't, you essentially you need to just finish out the map, right? And they've set themselves up to a good position to really secure their third win and take the matches for tonight.
Yeah, they can manage to basically fully cap up Eichenwald. They will manage to take the match, and these their first preseason game. So it's exciting. If you're just tuning in, make sure to follow the channel and join the Discord as well, so you can make sure that we can get up to date with all the news regarding Owlet and all the future matches.
Yeah, so as we come in for this now, the offensive attack for Council of Enemy Girls, seems that they're also going to be running the Rang Zarya strategy, but this time kind of opting for 2 hit scans. Well, Hanzo and McCree. It's going to be interesting to see how how they go about in kind of going through the offense in this first part of the map.
As they're trying to move fast, but Jack gets taken down very low. He does manage to stay up for now, as that's 2. Make that 3 kills immediately, go in the way of the defense. This is a great hold there, as this is going to be a very quick first fight.
Yeah, Deadly Pants there kind of giving his life, but he in exchange he got a really good nade off, and pretty much honestly that nade helped wipe the remaining Council of Enemy Girl members. Yeah,
really did, as they're gonna try to push up through the choke, try to move in really quickly here, but they're getting a lot of pressure coming through as the Shatter gets dropped. So it's not hit anybody, but I don't know how much it's gonna matter, as they already have this player advantage. The Nano Boost though is gonna come on through, but Flatman taken down, not tier 2, manages to get 1 kill there, as the Sleep Dart comes through, and SpongeBob gotta hit a free headshot there onto Jack. If they're gonna try to move forward, the double kill with the Fire Strike from Mustard Man's gonna secure his team this hold in a very back and forth fight.
Yeah, Mustard Man kind of bringing that fight back for his team. He got shattered, and as he got shattered, he got nanoed, but nanoed helped him get through all of that damage, and everybody on the Council of Enemy was just really close, and they were all just squishy targets for his nanoed hammer.
Yeah, as we have a blade here for Jack, but no nano, so interested to see if he decides to go with a naked blade, or if he's going to wait for a bit longer. The Dragon Strike gets thrown in, no kills off the back of it, but the beat is a bit too light for Madison to keep Mr. Mustard Man up. You see the blade comes out from Jack, but it's just answered directly by a sound barrier, so no kills yet for really either side, but as soon as that Black Man gets one, and Hawk chimes in with one of his own. They're just pushed to the back into the small room, as this should be a first point cap unless Mr. Mustard Man can make some magic again.
Yeah, unfortunately he can't. I mean, 6 against 1, you can't really ask for too much miracles, right? Miracles sometimes don't happen twice, but Council of Anime Girls are able to secure that. Good beat from Lasario countering the Genji blade, but on the street phase now, as you're coming in here, SpongeBob Mac and Cheese have both tank ults here. It'll be a good opportunity for if Nikolai can get a good grab, give a good chance for Jack and Chelsea to farm their ults for the next fight. So we'll see. I believe they're gonna open up with a grab, or Mr. Mustard Man. He's been on fire. He could also do a really big check.
Yeah, as we see a Graviton Surge is thrown in, and it's gonna allow him to get the kills. 3 picks immediately as this offense is rolling on through second point as fast as possible.
Yeah, so Blackman, they're kind of beating his Zarya counterpart in choosing their grabs. Again, like whoever kind of pulls the trigger first usually has the advantage. So, quick. You don't even have to grab all 6 players, right? I think in that grab, Blackman just grabbed 2 or 3.
Yeah, a decent shatter, but he goes airport. What was that? No 2-2 gets spooked up there, I think 3 different times. The Shatter doesn't find anything, but the rest of the team does. As this is just going to be a second point cap. As they have 4 minutes to cap up the rest of Eichenwald and take the series.
Deadly Panther kind of not opting to kill herself, except just, kind of staggering yourself a bit there. But, yeah, Council of Enemy Girls can taste victory. They're close to their final objective here with over 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah, we see a Grav Dragon, though, and it's going to end up working. Picks up a nice triple kill there, as Chuzzle finds a 4th as well. So, the first of probably around 8 fights they need to win.
Yeah, again, like, close to 3 minutes and a half. SpongeBob Mac and Cheese have to hold out that long. They have to have really good rotation of ults, especially their tank ults. And they have to have, good combination like they just did between Chuzzle and Nikolai. If they want to last, all 3 minutes and a half.
Yeah, as Mustard Man's going on a very aggressive attempt at a flank, as we see a Nanoblade, though, from Jack. Actually, Nanoblade comes through, picks up a double, as that's just going to be another fight. They still have 5 or 6 more they need to win, though.
Yeah, the Nano kind of went to Chuzzle there. I'm not sure if that was intended.
Yeah, I was really on Nano, but it wasn't on Jack. And I was just
I
wasn't sure if my eyes were tricking me or if it was went somewhere else.
Yeah, I think Deadly Pants just wanted Chuzzle to build up his ult quicker. But as he goes down by Bob Guy, killing the Hanzo, action.
Yeah, the Shatters come out from both sides, though, as so do the Sound Barriers. The ults being traded back and forth, but the Nanoblade, it's only there for the side of Council of Anime Girls, as they will be the team finding the kills. They have the Dragon Strike as well to zone everybody else out, as we will see probably one final recontest here.
Yeah, now that the payload has reached the corner here, this is essentially dangerous territory for SpongeBob Mac and Cheese. They can't lose any battles here. They need to get team wipes. They need to, stand their ground right here.
Yeah, as the first kill comes in for the defensive side, Nikolai picks up 2, makes up 3. This is a clutch play there coming out from the Zarya to hold his team here. 2 minutes left. Probably 3 or 4 fights for the attack.
Right, and so we see Blackman here kind of opting to switch off the Zarya into the Diva. Kind of pretty interesting pick there. I'm not sure if he's hoping to eat the Grav or the dragons that Chuzzle has. If that's the case, I mean, that's a pretty big brain play right here.
Yeah, let's see if he manages to do it, as they do have to play advantage. Shatter doesn't find anything. The high noon, though, not anything coming for it, as the Nano Boost going to come out through. Killed mid-Shatter is Mr. Mustard Man, as the Graviton Surge is dying, neither is the Dragon. So if that was his plan, it's not going to work, as Chuzzle with the Dragon Strike is keeping his team in this. We could see one of the longest holds, I think, in Eichenwald history here. Only a minute left. Remember, they had almost 4.5 minutes to just cap up third.
Yeah, and so all of a sudden now, like, what seemed to be kind of an impossible win here has just become very possible indeed. Less than a minute remaining left here. And no ults really coming, just the Lucio ult coming online for Council of Anime Girls. They kind of have to, kind of dry fight this and get a win.
Yes, they're gonna try to push in. It's the Nanoblade, though. Comes on out. The Sound Barrier's there, but it's just too late. And the 2 players already down. Only 30 seconds left on the clock. They need to die and reset as fast as possible. And they're just gonna stagger Blackman. This is horrible.
Yeah, no, they got to switch off to really quick heroes. Blackman, unfortunately, is probably not going to make last fight here. The 20 seconds left. Naughtier either has to land the most nuttiest shatter in his life, or maybe Bob Guy will do Junkrat shenanigans, but they gotta touch the point first. I'm not sure if they'll be even able to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. The shatter gets dropped. It hits a lot of people. The Lucio's going to the back, and what does actually get the touches. Hawk's gonna pick up a double kill there, as throws at the Dragon Strike as well. The fight, this was a 5v6. They should not be winning this, but they will. And this is gonna be a desperation recontest here. Jack does get the tag, but gets immediately taken down. And it took them 4 minutes here. But in the end, Council of Anime Girls does cap up the point and take the series.
Yeah, I mean that kind of goes to show you, right? Like every minute matters when it comes to these games, right? Like, look, the fact that Council of Anime Girls prevented really SpongeBob Mac and Cheese from fully capping. I mean, I think that was just the biggest win factor for them. But I mean, we got to give credit to SpongeBob Mac and Cheese. They had to defend for pretty much 4 minutes, if not longer. And I think towards the end they were able to really kind of cycle their ults appropriately. Grab dragons, nano blade, and I mean that good combination really helped them get through all of those 4 minutes. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Council of Anime Girls does take the win. And I mean, Hawk and Bob Guy, I think some of the star players really for Council of Anime Girls for tonight.
Yeah, Council of Anime Girls, you managed to take it. I think we will be getting a quick interview, just wondering who Council of Anime Girls is willing to do. Of course, if they don't want anybody, we won't force them into doing it. But yeah, good performance there. We saw a lot of ball comps, like we kind of expected, but on that last map, there was way more Ryan comps, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely great to see Ryan kind of, at least for tonight, just be used more often. We still saw, pretty fair amount of Sigma play. So despite, some of the changes to Sigma, the team still opted to use them. Maybe it was a comfort pick, maybe it wasn't, but either way, I think some of the star players for tonight, Bob Guy, Hawk, both doing really good on the Echo. Very surprised, when Bob Guy first swapped off of Echo and gave Hawk kind of the reins. Kind of makes you wonder, what was the whole strategy about. But Bob Guy on Hanzo was also pretty good, especially in that last fight where the dragon just kind of opened up so much space for his team and be able to kind of make it just, essentially kind of win out the map.
All right, here comes Bob Guy.
Yeah, we do have Bob Guy here. Hello, Bob Guy. Congratulations on the win. How are you feeling?
I feel really good. I'm very happy to win our first game of the season.
Awesome, man. You had some really great plays throughout the match or the matches tonight. We were talking a lot about your Echo play, especially in Rialto, where you getting a lot of good opening picks. And we were a little bit confused towards the end. How you and Hawk kind of switch off roles for a bit, him playing the Echo, but you and the Hanzo was pretty well. Kind of walk us through that last fight just now on Aikimo, where you had literally just seconds, last fight to kind of win the match. Can you just walk us through what was going on there?
Yeah, the first thing in our head was someone just needs to touch. Our Ryan was going to go for it, then he got stopped, so I tried to mine in. I got shattered out of it, and I thought I was going to die, but then I got booped up by something, and someone else got the touch, and we were able just to go in with a lot of pressure, and they weren't ready for it because they burned their ults first, and then they just fell over, and we were able to get them there.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that
very close fight though.
It was a really, really close fight. SpongeBob Mac and Cheese had 4 minutes to defend, and you guys really took 4 minutes to took your time, right? Essentially, but at the end, you guys clutched it out. It was a really big victory. And just one final question, expectations for this upcoming season, for yourself and for your team.
Our expectations that we're We want to have fun games, but also we're gonna win. We're gonna take the whole thing, but we're gonna have fun doing it.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Wrap it up now.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for coming out to this preseason match. Once again, I was Joe Razor, joined here by Sedition, as once again, Council of Anime Girls was able to take the win in 3. Make sure to follow the channel, join the Discord, all that jazz too. Make sure you can stay up to date with the league and everything going on, as I hope to see you later.
Bye-bye.
Alright, good stream, gentlemen. Hopefully we see more.
There's a distance between us.
Hopefully I can get better at it.
It's getting hard to reach out.
Just looking down at my F keys. Trying
Haven't seen you in
I
season,
could not get the jump drive.
but all I hear is your
It was
voice.
super like out of time, so I was down.
I know
Started
my
spamming.
limits. You can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again.
All right. GG's, guys. Thanks for.
Yeah, of course. I'll see you around.
There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits. You can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I